All right, guys, go to my YouTube channel at The Murkison Method. Like and subscribe. I am putting out free content every single day. This can definitely help you in your real estate business or your real estate career. Today, I am going to go over on how to negotiate a price with a seller. This is a process. It's not a quick thing because you have to build up to get the lowest price with the seller. Okay, so what I use here is a seller information sheet. So every time I send a letter out and I get calls, I go over this sheet. I make sure that during the conversation that I have all this information filled out. All right, so the first thing is of course you got to get the correct name of the owner, and you always want to repeat the owner's name during the conversation. They like hearing a name. That's a sign of respect, and it brings their guard down, believe it or not. You want to get the correct phone number, okay? You want to get the correct email address, because when you're ready to get that contract signed, you want to make sure you send it to the correct email. You definitely want to get the property address, and you want to know how many bedrooms and how many bathrooms are in the property, okay? Now, these next questions here are build up questions for your offer, all right? The first one is you're going to ask them, between a scale of 1 to 10, let me know your overall condition of the property. Believe it or not, a lot of sellers are going to say 5 or 6. And then the next question is there any repairs that need to be done or that have been done to the property? The sellers are going to name everything. They're going to say, the roof may need to be changed, the HVAC may be changed, flooring may need to be changed, paint, kitchen need to be upgraded, bathroom need upgraded. Little do they know that they are creating ammo for you to bring back to them when it's time to go over that price, okay? So you just sit there, shut up, you let them go and tell you everything that's wrong with the property, all right? Then after they do that, you ask them if the property's vacant or if it's a tenant. Now, if it's vacant, you want to know how long has the property been vacant, because you don't want to, see any vandalisms and things like that. Or, if a property's vacant, I know in most counties here in Georgia, longer than 6 months, then you have to do an inspection when you do want to rent it out or occupy that property because it's been vacant for a long time. If there's a tenant, you want to ask, okay, how much is the rent? How long is the lease? Is it month to month? How is that tenant? How do they pay? You want to get all that information. You definitely want all that information before you put in your offer. The next one, this is a key question here, is the property free and clear? Why do we ask that? What that means is the property free of liens? There's no mortgage. Because if it's free and clear, then that can be an option for owner finance, okay? Because they might not need the cash. They might just want the monthly income. So if it's free and clear, that is an owner finance question or option for your offer, all right? Then you're going to ask them, why would you want to sell the property, okay? This right here will tell you the reason why they want to sell, and it's your job to solve that problem, okay? This is their why. They may be moving, job relocation, they got to move, so they got to move fast. So you got to solve that problem. They may be, late on a mortgage payment, so foreclosure is coming around the corner. You got to hurry up and move and solve that problem. You need to know what the reason is why they are selling that property, okay? The last question, all right, is if I pay cash and close quickly, mostly less than 30 days, what is the lowest price you would take, okay? Not how much you want, how much you selling it for, not how much is the property, not what will you take. You got to say, what is the lowest price you would take, okay? That, by phrasing a sentence that way, you're getting them down to their bottom line, where they're not going to try to throw out a price to see what they can get. You get them in a mind frame of the bottom line price that they want, okay? Now, whatever price they give you, I don't care if the price is so low that you want to just hurry up and get a contract. You always going to ask this question, no matter what the price the seller says, okay? you're always going to ask this question, okay? Is that the best you can do? Okay? No matter what, is that the best you can do? And shut up, okay? By asking that question right there, that can gain you an extra 5 to 10,000 to sometimes 20 plus thousand, because what that does is that makes the seller think that the price that they gave you before that question was a little bit too high. So they get in defense mode and it automatically will lower the price. It's a psychology thing, okay? So no matter what price they give you, you always end it. Is that the best you can do? And shut up and let them go down on that price, all right? After that, you basically see the price that they are at, and you set up an inspection. You say, great, when can I do a walkthrough? You set up that day, and when you do the walkthrough, that's when you point out all the repairs that they said that need to be done. You reiterate it, but you actually seen it now with your eyes, and you get the price lower because of that, okay? So that is exactly how you negotiate a price with a seller. It is a process. It's not a quick thing. If you do want the lowest price to have the most equity in these properties, because remember, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell. You want to go through this process to get the lowest price.